Hello, and welcome to channel Ein Key, and I am your host, Voluntary. By now, I think even the isolated tribesmen in the Amazon have figured out that Roe versus Wade has been overturned. There's a lot of noise about it, but so many people seem to be missing what actually happened. I see some who are pro-life rejoicing that this means no more abortions. I see some who are pro-choice bemoaning that this means no more abortions. But this does not mean no more abortions. During the Roe versus Wade era, the policy was federal pro-choice. There's two parts to that description. One part is pro-choice and the other is federal. This decision, as most people recognize, sends this issue back to the states. Yes, that does mean that some states will be pro-life. And yes, that does mean some states will be pro-choice. And this is also very important. It is not illegal to cross state lines. It is even legal for Kyle Rittenhouse to cross state lines. There is so much stupid propaganda flying around regarding this move. Some of it coming from the pro-life side, and more of it coming from the pro-choice side. There are people convinced that this being a state issue will mean carrying an ectopic pregnancy to term. I read a story on the internet about a woman in Texas whose fetus had naturally died inside her, and she was carrying it for 2 more weeks because she was afraid she would get in trouble with the Texas laws if she had it removed. It sounds extreme. It may or may not be true. It is from the internet. But it is the type of propaganda that is flying around. There are, of course, protests about this ruling. There are pro-choice protests happening in New York. Because it is now a state issue, abortion is going to be completely and utterly protected in New York for the foreseeable future. That's why people are protesting against the end of Roe by protesting in New York. Meanwhile, the state of New York is actually advertising that it is safe to get an abortion in New York, so you should come to New York if you need an abortion. That is an interesting advertisement. Sending it back to the states does not mean it's banned. Ironically, it means it is protected. The protests in New York are in a place where it will not be banned. I cannot imagine, say, California putting additional limits on abortion. I can imagine California removing existing limits and making it more accessible. Perhaps even making them paid for by the state government. Perhaps even paying for transportation to California from states where there are heavy restrictions. quite frankly, to all the people making silly memes about The Handmaid's Tale, I think sending the issue back to the states actually protected abortion. Thank you for watching. We're now in the double digits for subscribers, and hopefully we will only keep growing. So please like, share, comment, and subscribe to help my channel grow.